Shalom. I want to start it off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachach, Kodesh. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to you, Akim, that's out there listening, pushing forth this word with truth and sincerity, and your few Akwaf as well, that's listening with sincerity. I'm the brother Machaya from the Camp GMS Montreal, coming back with another lesson. And on this one, we're basically going to speak about what just happened yesterday. What I'm saying with Israel, the state of Israel, attacking one of Iran's nuclear facilities. Okay, which this is major news. This is breaking news. All right, because we know that according to prophecy, there will be a key component of brewing that World War III, man. Okay, I'm saying the small hats will be the one that will kind of get that fire starting, so that what World War III may happen. So let's get that prophecy in Jeremiah 49. Okay, and verse 20. It says, "Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." See, the least of the flock referring to who? The small hats. Okay, the Amalekites, man. Okay? They'll be the ones to draw out these nations for what? For that World War III, man. Because, the small hats or the state of Israel is allied with the states, with America. So if something happens, they would have to interfere and be like somewhat of a defense unto them. Okay, so that would be the something will happen to where that this, well, not specifically this, it may be this. Okay, we can't be ignorant of any small nor big matter, as scriptures say. It could be this. That's why we have to keep a watchful eye. Okay, like the apostles say. Keep an eye on the Middle East, okay? Because that's what things that get brewing, to kick off prophecy. You know what I'm saying? And even Matt, not a Jew, made a speech, okay, of how that Iran is a threat because now they're looking to have nuclear weapons. That's a threat to us, so that's why we have to interfere. If they have it, it's gonna be worse than the holo of the cost. You know what I'm saying? I don't have Wi-Fi right now. If I had Wi-Fi, I'll show the speech. But he made a whole speech about it, man. Basically showing the reason why he's attacking their facilities, man. And hey, we're waiting to see what's gonna be Iran's response, man. And I'm saying, are they gonna fight back? And if they do, that means their allies are gonna have to get involved too. And then what? World War III? Yeah, I'm saying. Then all of a sudden, you're getting a draft letter in your mailbox or via email, because we are in a new generation now. You get an email, hey, you're drafted to come fight for your country. Hey, we're entering those times, man. Hey, it's major. That's major news, man. And as watchmen, we're gonna keep a watchful eye and see what's gonna happen next, man. Okay, we're approaching war times, man. All right. Let's get this in Revelation 11, in verse 14. Okay, it says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The third woe is coming quickly, man. We're at the end times, bro. Okay, this is the end of the end. So hey, World War III is inevitable, man. It will happen. And once again, the small hats, they will be a key ingredient to get that ball rolling, man. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So, this is in Jeremiah, it's reiterated again about the least of the flock drawing them out. In Jeremiah 50 and verse 43, it says, "Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purpose that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans." Showing you this is synonymous with Esau, Edom, because we read in 49 and 20 how it was saying Edom, but here it's saying Babylon, because here it is. Right now is the revival of the new Babylon, man, the daughter of Babylon. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We're in that age, we're in that time now. So that's why he's saying Babylon Chaldeans, because Edom and Babylon are synonymous. Okay, even what's that? In Psalms 137, you know, and like the last few verses, it even says, "Oh, daughter of Edom, who are to be destroyed." You know what? We're gonna get it to just back up the point how that sometimes when it's referring to Babylon, it's talking about Esau, Edom. Okay, let's finish this. It says, "Surely the least of the flock shall drive them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." And that's facts. Okay, so let's get this one in Psalms 137 to show you how that when it's referring to Babylon, it refers to Esau at the same time. Because they're the new Babylon coming back, man. Okay, because a lot of the prophecies that's in the Bible were written about Babylon, how it's going to be destroyed with fire, so on and so forth. That only aligns with the future prophecy of America being burnt up, man. Because when you look into history, ancient Babylon was not taken out by nuclear fire, man. It was not taken out by firepower. Okay, it was a surgical strike where the Medes came up in there and basically overtook them. There was no major war. It was just like an assassination. Okay, the book of Daniel briefly goes into that, right? When the king he threw feasts, and then they were eating, they got the itis, and then the Medes came up in there and slew the king, and then they took power. Okay, that's a brief summary. But we look into it to get there's more details, but to summarize it, that's how it went down. So furthermore proving how that when it's saying Babylon who are to be destroyed with fire, so on and so forth, that's referring to America, man. Okay, let's get this. Psalms 137 and verse 7, it says, "Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom and the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof." So the psalmist is saying to the Lord to remember Edom, man. Don't forget what he did to us when Babylon came and overtook the kingdom of Judah. Because they're the ones that were responsible for burning up our temple, man. Okay, it was not the Babylonians. The Babylonians took us captive, but who was responsible for burning the temple? Edom. The book of Ezra goes into that. I think first Ezra, you know, when Edom came up in there and burnt up the temple, it goes into that, man. Well, you know what? Let's get it for the sake of edification. Um, Edom. Uh, I know it's in Ezra's. First Ezra, second Ezra's. Bear with me. Yes, first Ezra 4 and verse 45. It says, "Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans." Okay, backing up my point. They were the ones that are responsible for burning up the temple. Okay, so the psalmist is saying, remember them when they said raise it, even to the foundation of when they burned up the temple. Okay, let's go back to Psalms 137 and verse 8. Now it says, "O daughter of Babylon." You see, so it's referring to Edom, but what? One of the code names for Edom is daughter of Babylon. That's why in Jeremiah 50, what was that, 50 and 45? Right, it said daughter of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? It says Chaldeans. And then it goes right into the least of the flock, drawing them out, going to the small heads. You see? The Bible is written in code, man. You know, and you need a teacher to be able to decipher these things and get the proper understanding. Because you have to, man, because these people right now, them seeing these news happening with the state of Israel and Iran, they're bugging out. They don't understand that, yo, this is going along with prophecy. Okay? If it ends up, you know, this being the event that, yo, that starts off that World War III, they don't know. All they're gonna do is panic and bug out. They won't know what to do. Okay, they're gonna start protesting, probably marching or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Through. Okay? So let's continue. It says, "O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones." That's the point, man. The point I wanted to get was just proving how that Edom and Babylon are one of the same when it goes into prophecy. Okay? Not all the time when you see Babylon, it's referring to Edom, because sometimes it's probably going to past history, okay, about the kingdom of Babylon, right? But when it refers to something in the future, it's America, man. Synonymous with Edom. Okay? But back to the point, yeah, we're in that time of war, man. Okay? We're in that time of war. Like it says in the book of Ecclesiastes, the third chapter, You know, for every time under the sun. You know what I'm saying? There's a season for every time under the sun. A time for war, you know, a time for peace. You know what? Let's get that, man. Let's get that. Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 1. It says, "To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under the heaven." Okay, so there's a time for everything. Okay, because we know that what the Lord has measured the times, and he has measured the times, and he does not move nor stir until the said measure be fulfilled. So there's certain events that have to take place under periods of time, and the Lord's gonna let it happen because what? He puts His word above His name. Okay, so let's jump down to verse 8. It says, "A time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace." Are we in the time of peace right now? Like, we're not in the time of peace. You know, these people, they might have an illusion that, yo, you know, things are leading to world peace. Nah, man. Everything is leading to war. That's the time we're in. We're in time of war. We're in the time to hate. Okay? And very soon, man, hey, these people are going to get hit hard, man. You know? Once they realize you get the draft letters, man. What's that in second Ezra? He says, yo, your young men shall die because of the war, man. Hey, these YNs, man, they ain't ready to be drafted. These YNs that has this pants sagging with the blicky and the purse. Okay? They ain't ready, man. You know what I'm saying? They think they're really about that life. Once they get that draft letter, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we'll see, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this. Second Ezra 16. And verse 33. It says, "The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. Their women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine." You see, in the wars, you know, a lot of these women, they don't lose their husbands, their boyfriends, their brothers. They're going to lose them, man. Because what? They will be drafted. You know? Don't be surprised if even these women, they get draft letters too, since they want to be all equal with the man. Hey, they're going to get some draft letters too, man. Okay? We're in the 21st century, right? Everything is equal rights. Hey, then they're going to revert back to the nature once they get that draft letter. Oh, I want to be a woman now. We've seen that briefly, you know, a couple months ago, right? Certain military woman that was in the military complaining, "I don't want to go to war." Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen that already, man. So how much more when it's actually that World War III, man? They're gonna revert back to their nature quickly with the head wrap, with the dress, and the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a quick switcheroo. Okay? But yeah, keep your eye open, man. Keep your eyes open in the news in the Middle East, man, to see what's gonna happen, man. How Iran is gonna respond back. We gotta be watchful of these things, man, because we're watchmen. Okay, the Lord did tell us before He left to pray and watch, lest we fall into temptation. You know, we gotta watch it and hasten the Lord's coming. Okay. But anyways, man, I'm gonna close it off there, man. By giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wachach Chodesh. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I'm gonna say Shalom.